Hello there, you're now watching TVS News at 5 with me, Douglas Elliott. We begin with a top story. Deputy Premier Dato Amar Douglas Uga Umbas and 16 other Dayak ministers and assemblymen will host a joint Gawai Dayak open house this coming Thursday, June 1st at the Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching, BCCK. Premier Dato Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg and wife Dato Amar Jumaani is also expected to grace the event at 11:30 a.m. Among the ministers involved are Works Minister Dato Sri Alexander Nanta Linggi, Food Industry, Commodity and Regional Development Minister Dato Sri Dr. Stephen Rundi Utam, Minister in the Premier's Department Dato John Siki Tayai, and Deputy Minister in the Prime Minister's Department Sabah and Sarawak Affairs Dato Wilson Uga Kumbang. The open house is open to the public from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Meanwhile, the state-level Gawai dinner will be held on June 7, and it would be attended by Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim and his wife, Datin Sri Dr. Wan Aziza. Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Fadillah Yusof arrived in Brussels in Belgium for his first official visit and trade mission to the European Union (EU). The EU trip is a joint mission with the Indonesian government under the Council of Palm Producing Countries or CPOPC in response to the implementation of the European Union Deforestation Regulation or EUDR, which aims to prevent deforestation due to agricultural activities.
Joining him in his first visit to Europe are Malaysian Palm Oil Board MPOB Chairman Mohammed Helmi Othman Bashar, Malaysian Palm Oil Council Chairman Dr. Carl Beck-Nielsen, as well as Sarawak's Deputy Minister of Town Planning, Land Administration and Environment, Dr. Len Talif Saleh. During the mission in Brussels, Belgium, FADILLAH and Indonesia's Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs, Erlangga Hartarto, are expected to hold various meetings and engagement sessions with the EU's top leaders. To explain the Council of Palm-Producing Countries member countries' stand on the implementation of the EUDR, which not only targeted the palm oil industry but also affected the livelihood of millions of smallholders. As a member of CPOPC, Malaysia is committed to actively participating in this platform and continuing the agenda of countering Western countries' negative campaign on palm oil. The engagement session with the EU will be intensified to achieve its intended outcome, which is beneficial to both palm oil producing countries. From Brussels, Fadillah will be heading to London, United Kingdom on May 31, 2023 for a 4-day working visit. He is also scheduled to deliver his keynote address at the International Sustainable Palm Oil Forum, organized by the KSI Strategic Institute for Asia-Pacific KSI and Malaysia Link UK. On February 9, 2023 in Jakarta, Indonesia, Fadillah, who is also the Plantation and Commodities Minister, and Hartarto mutually agreed to protect the interests of the palm oil sector by strengthening efforts in dealing with the discrimination against palm oil.
In local update, the amendment to the Sarawak Buildings Ordinance will be tabled in the State Legislative Assembly or DUN sitting in October. In saying this, Deputy Premier Dato Sri Dr. Sim Kui Han calls attention to the need for constructed buildings to be equipped with safety features to ensure the safety of its occupants.
I would like to table it by October because I was hoping to table it by May. In a recent one, because all these bombard the community, the professional put in so much effort, right, and to refine it to bring Sarawak out to what we expected as a progressive Sarawak. So I want to table it as soon as I can.
He told this to reporters at the launch of the fire safety campaign in conjunction with the Hari Gawai Celebration 2023 on Monday. Dr. Sim, who is also the Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government Sarawak, said he will bring up the matter to the Federal Ministry of Local Government Development to provide a new category for housing development. Earlier, Dr. Sim said his ministry will introduce the necessary amendment to the Sarawak Buildings Ordinance to include first aid facilities, as well as to address the need of improving fire safety, especially for high-rise buildings.
With 3 days before Hari Gawai, the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living KPDN has assured a sufficient supply of essential goods for the upcoming festivity. Its Secretary General Dato Azman Muhammad Yusof, some of the items are also sold at lower prices compared to the control prices set under the festive season maximum price control scheme for Hari Gawai.
There are a total of 8 essential goods listed under the scheme, which is effective from today until Sunday, June 4th. The scheme aims to stabilize the prices of goods during the run-up to the festive celebration. In addition, 6 types of goods from poultry category are listed under the maximum price of chicken and chicken eggs, which was enforced since February 5th. Commenting on the shortage supply of sugar in certain outlets in Bintulu, Azman stated that the ministry has never issued any order for retailers to limit the sale of sugar, adding that the issue could stem from the retailers not having sufficient stock to meet the demand of their customers. Additionally, he advised consumers, should they come across any shortage in supply, to report the matter to KPDN immediately.
Welcome back. Malaysia attracted 71.4 billion ringgit in approved investment in the first quarter of the year from January till March, proving once again its value as a preferred investment destination. With an impressive number of 1,265 projects approved, it is expected that these projects will generate over 23,000 new job opportunities across the manufacturing, services and primary sectors.
With its conducive investment landscape, Malaysia continues to capture more foreign direct investments (FDI) than domestic direct investments (DDI). From a domestic perspective, this reflects renewed confidence in Malaysia's growth prospects. FDI contributed 37.5 billion ringgit, representing 52.5% of the total approved investments. Singapore took the lead with 11.5 billion ringgit, and the British Virgin Islands was second at 7.1 billion billion ringgit, followed closely by the People's Republic of China, PRC, at 6.5 billion ringgit. Hong Kong, SAR, and the Republic of Korea contributed 2.9 billion ringgit and 2.5 billion ringgit, respectively. Notably, DDI accounted for 33.9 billion ringgit, representing 47.5% of the total approved investments, clearly reflecting domestic investors' renewed confidence in Malaysia's economic progress and prospects.
China will send its first civilian astronaut into space as part of a crewed mission to the Tiangong Space Station tomorrow. China's Manned Space Agency said payload expert GAWAI Chao will take off from the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in northwest China on Tuesday at 9:31 a.m. local time.
Until now, all Chinese astronauts sent into space have been part of the People's Liberation Army. A spokesman for the space agency told reporters that Gui, who is a professor at Beijing University of Aeronautics and Astronautics, will mainly be responsible for the on-orbit operation of space science experimental payloads. The mission commander is Jing Haipeng, and the third crew member is Zhu Yangzhu. Under President Xi Jinping, plans for China's space dream have been put into overdrive. The world's second-largest economy has invested billions of dollars in its military-run space program, with hopes of eventually sending humans to the moon. Beijing is trying to finally catch up with the US and Russia after years of belatedly matching their milestones. China is also planning to build a base on the moon, and the country's National Space Administration said it aims to launch a crewed lunar mission by 2029.
Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has declared victory in his country's presidential election, extending his rule into a third decade. He defeated opposition leader Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu in Sunday's runoff vote, with preliminary official results showing Erdogan winning with 52.14% of the vote. Meanwhile, back at home, Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim took to Twitter to congratulate Erdogan on his win, saying Malaysia looked forward to further elevating both countries' existing excellent bilateral relations.
Erdogan, 69, defied opinion polls and came out ahead with an almost 5-point lead over his rival Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu in the first round of May 14, but he fell just short of the 50% need to avoid a runoff in a race with the profound consequences for Turkey itself and global geopolitics. His unexpectedly strong showing amid a deep cost of living crisis and a win in parliamentary elections for coalition of his conservative Islamist-rooted AK party, the nationalist MPHP, and others, buoyed the veteran campaigner who says a vote for him is a vote for stability. Polling stations were reportedly quieter in many places than 2 weeks ago, when turnout was 89%. The chairman of Turkey's Supreme Election Council, Ahmet Yener, announced that Erdogan has been re-elected Turkey's president in runoff elections on Sunday. According to unofficial results, the Turkish incumbent won the race with 52.14%.
See a little closer with TVS as we bring you up-to-the-minute updates on local and foreign development. More headlines anytime at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media. And that's the quarter-hour update on News at 5. I'm Douglas Elliott. Thank you for watching.